What's up? It is Thursday, January 21st, 2010. 10-1-0. Marina. 1-0. Yeah, your title kind of failed on the last one, so just saying. You put 09, but we all make mistakes. Okay, so basically what I'm gathering from what you said, we'll go ahead and both write something else. And I totally think it's fair for you to just do a writing. That's what I said in the first place, just not in the video. I said it to you face to face when we were deciding about the challenge. But you said that you thought it'd be a good challenge for you to write music, but I said, I don't think I had time personally, so you're like, okay, then I'll write music and you'll write. So do not go blaming me, saying that yours is harder. But anyway, whatever, we can both write. That's cool, we're both good writers. Anyway, so the text I sent you, which I'm assuming you got by now, it's already 4. My English class did all agree that, I shouldn't say all, a majority of the people in the classroom, mostly the girls, said that I was the perfect boyfriend. Because I'm so good. Basically, you know the prompt, and I was a little bit interested in how similarly we were thinking, but also things that we kind of, not quite eye to eye. But I asked a few people. I talked to Kim, and I talked to her cousin Stacy. I talked to Michael, and Julianne barely. She was like, "This question is so hard." No thanks, Julianne. Anyway, but it was interesting seeing what things people agreed on and what they didn't. And I did hear most of what everybody else had to say. Somebody in the class said it when we were discussing it. But I just wanted to give you what I wrote. I kind of went. I wrote this. I started writing this before I saw your video, so it's just kind of coincidence that I guess it's not really coincidence. We're similar people, so we kind of thought the same thing about how there's different things that we would answer for writing a paper and for actually answering the question. So this is what I wrote. Here's an interesting scenario. I lose my wife in a plane crash. I mourn my wife's death. I learn that she survived for 7 months on a desert island with one other survivor. I am now married to a superstar of the media, and all I can help but wonder, as my wife comes back into my life, is whether or not she has slept with the other sexy survivor. I sure am shallow. Disclaimer. As implied by the previous sentence, I do not believe that I would ever be in a situation of this sort due to the materialistic attitudes that would need to exist in order for the scenario to exist. Therefore, my decisions are not so much hypothetical answers to the given questions, but answers to an English 1304 prompt. I could never be, nor marry someone as emotionally shallow as this prompt implies. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me, but I kind of said this in the discussion, and he seemed cool with it. He was the one that initiated the perfect boyfriend thing. Anyway, I will jump straight into the first questions regarding the amount of time I would wait to inquire about my spouse's potential unfaithfulness. I would not inquire. This choice mostly has to do with my own personality. I take trust very seriously. I'm extremely selective when it comes to relationships, and I have a knack as a people reader. This leads me to believe that I would have no reason to question my wife's faithfulness. I think that I would fully trust my wife unless she directly told me she was unfaithful. I would simply thank the ocean for carrying her to safety and the other survivor for helping my wife in a time of need. Which, I married her, so obviously I trust her. If it turned out that my wife had been unfaithful to me, then I would be glad that she chose to tell me. I would not like to find out by some other means, which would result in an immediate separation. I take honesty seriously. But if she told me on her own, I would be much more understanding. It takes a lot of courage and respect to tell someone something that they do not want to hear. Assuming that I had never been in a near-death experience such as this, or such as my wife's, prior to this point, I would not have any understanding of what one might do in such a desperate time. I would need to walk a mile in my wife's shoes before judging her for her actions. In short, I believe that a major foundation of a healthy relationship is trust. I would never marry a woman whom I did not trust immensely. Therefore, I must say that I could only accept my wife. Take 2, starting over the paragraph. In short, I believe that a major foundation of a healthy relationship is trust. I would never marry a woman whom I did not trust immensely. Therefore, I must say that I could only accept my honest wife for whatever may or may not have happened during her time on the desert island. So that's what I said. And basically in class, I kind of, I elaborated, if she said yes, it'd kind of just be in her hands because, I married her, I love her, I trust her, she's my wife. But, if she developed some sort of other feeling for the man because of their experience, even if it was because of their experience, it still happened. And I can't do anything about that. So, we'd have to separate because of her. She wants it. Because she wants the other man. And if she came back and she said, I thought I was dead, I can't judge it. Because I don't know what it's like to think I'm going to die alone. So, I wouldn't do anything. I can't judge that. So, basically, I'd say I'd stick with her unless she wanted out. Because I loved her in the first place. That's why I married her. So, anyway. Well, basically, I just thought this prompt was BS. I mean, I guess it is aimed more at today's society, but I'm not part of today's society. I'm part of a much more conservative society. And, if I was looking for a wife that was attracted to me physically, I'd have to look pretty hard. All this year, not looking any better. So, I wouldn't be married. Nobody would marry me for that reason. And if they did, they were psychopath, and I wouldn't marry them. So, anyway. Michael, don't tell me I'm handsome. I'll kill you. That's different. She says that because she's nice. But anyway, I don't know. I got really pissed at the fact that it said, this person looked so sexy. Like, it literally said in the prompt that they were sexy, and that they looked physically exactly like the kind of men that your wife is attracted to. But my wife, I'd like to believe, I can't say it'll happen, but I'd like to believe that she would not, that physical anything just wouldn't matter when it comes to having a relationship. I don't necessarily mean physical like the dirty, but I mean physical like literally how a person looks. I'm not going to judge my wife for how she looks, and I would expect she wouldn't do the same to me. So this whole question, I just can't deal with. Not to mention, I've already had one close person in my life be in a plane crash, so I really don't think that there's a very high chance that somebody else would. And that was my dad, who rides airplanes all the time, like 2 or 3 times a week. So it's already a very slim chance for one person. So I'm not buying it. Anyway, I hated this, but I said it in my class, and he gave me little questions like, oh, but what about? And I'm like, oh, well, duh, I just said that, blah blah blah. And then he kind of got to a point where I had argued my way out of that class. I already got 100, but not really. But he was like, okay, so girls, perfect boyfriend right here. And then everybody was like, yeah. People were like, I saw a couple people go. I was like, yeah, get it. That's what I do. Anyway. Oh, you just texted me. I'm not going to tell the audience what you said. Anyway. But thank you for what you just texted me. Anyway. There's something else I was saying. I've been having a great week, though. I really have. I just got my textbooks, but I did realize I accidentally bought one I didn't need, but I have until the 25th to return it. So I got a couple days. And because I forgot that Chuck's going to sell me hers for less. I got 2 solos today to learn 2 of my solos for this year. I'm going to be getting at least 2 more. I'm hoping that I'm going to start doing some musical theater pieces. I like those better. Anyway, this video is already 9 minutes. I don't care. I don't care about the length, Marnina. I would just, kill you. I'm just kidding. I'm really, off the walls right now. The Office is premiering tonight. Apparently, Jim and Pam's baby is coming within the first 2 episodes. I am ecstatic. If I don't find a television to watch it on, because our lounge is filled with people right now, I'm going to piss my pants. I will be vomiting everywhere. All over the place. Surface area, not volume. Surface area. Oh, God, this is so YouTube appropriate. I love it. Don't you love life? Don't you just love the world? Everyone in it? Hey, you, watching this movie, I love you. Unless you're certain people, you know who you are. Just kidding, Bob's your uncle. Okay, I'm going to try to end it exactly 10 minutes. Stay in school. Don't do drugs.